अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So last time when you all came, you were doing this one, purity versus hypocrisy, and actually 2 sessions are over already on this, and now the third session I had promised you that we will do about this one, wrong perceptions. We have already discussed up to this. I just looked at the video. We are supposed to go for this one. I only have one question. Any of you remember attending this purity versus hypocrisy in the previous sessions? Who all remember attending? Let's see. You can just raise the hand. Let us see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of them. Okay. 16. Okay. So when our sessions are extending to several months, audience sometimes becomes a little difficult to manage. You all can come. You have a lot of space available here. You can spread out and sit comfortably. You should be able to see this. Okay? Mm-hmm. So, Srinivati Prabhu, you can tell in essence what overall this topic we have been discussing. Where is the mic? Another mic, huh? We have? Yeah. And just tell overall those who are attending first time now, the last 2 sessions we have been doing.
So, as much as I can recollect,
Yes.
Discussed about various incidents from the Shastras also as to how leaders should not behave hypocritically.
Correct.
Inside something and outside trying to mislead people and etc.
And what is the reason for that? Why leaders have to be very careful about this?
One thing is that can result in their own fall down. That is one thing.
Yeah.
And also, secondly, it doesn't set a good example for the people also to follow, because someday they will...
In handling money, in handling the members of the opposite sex, or in handling land dealings, or handling especially trust-related things. For example, people put trust in us. So, when they see that the trust is broken, then it distances people from us. Yeah. Thank you.
So,
here, is it big enough for all of you to see this one? Or is it small? Small? I can make it a little more bigger. Is it good enough now? Is it good? So, 4 types of people we discussed about. Prabhupada writes in this purport. Here, if you see here. See here. The progressive religion is, and those who are responsible human beings, or those who do not want to spoil their valuable human lives, should refrain from all the principles of irreligiosity, especially illicit connection with women. Typical problems in religious life are money, woman, and fame or prestige are following. How we deal with these things. So this is a very delicate topic. At the same time, it is a very vital topic. Therefore, we cannot do away with it. Sometimes we think that, oh, this topic is such a delicate topic, better not discuss about it. But the problem is then it will keep popping up in any community. So it has to be spoken. Like in one community, there was one leader. He, for example, his counseling group, counseling group, it's that kind of situation. They are having classes, and over a period of time, people become very close to each other. Correct? No, in every group, people become very close. So he is married, he has children, grown-up children, marriageable age children, and all. But the way he is dealing with Matajis is like somewhat romantic. You know, with some other ladies appreciating their beauty and their dress and things like that. So then in one case, the complaint started coming that he is appreciating their beauty, clicking photos of them and trying to sort of getting intimate with them without reference to the husband. So then this fellow was later on asked to be suspended probably for a couple of years or something like that, 2-3 years, because he didn't do any physically any wrong thing, but frivolous speech or frivolous comments, frivolously doing what do you call it, WhatsApp chat with them. You in any woman you are doing WhatsApp chat with her, she shows the husband, then it becomes an issue, correct? Many times, many women are afraid to even show to their husband also because they don't want their relationship to get strained with the husband. So they tolerate. Actually, women know better. They tolerate many foolish men, like dogs or asses. There are men like that who actually every woman has a record or experience of some men who trouble them, but they also make way so that the woman find out a way to escape from such men, whether it be office or whether it be any other situation. Mm. So at the same time, if such behavior comes into our ISKCON society, there is a maryada in which we all have to deal with opposite sex. Maryada means the line. How we decently deal with them, with one another. That's very important because if we go beyond a certain limit, that will create suspicion in the minds of other people also. Therefore, some men are very loose with women. Not everybody is like that. Similarly, some women are also very too casual in their dealing. So that causes problems. So we are in one sangha, somewhere they were saying that, oh Prabhu, we are all spirit souls. We are not bodies. Why are we too much attaching to this? Man, woman should be careful and all these things, Why do you see from mundane point of view? We have transcended that. We all deal with one another like family members, So we just pinch each other, slap each other, man, woman, everything we do, We don't see any difference. We are like, what do you call it? We are so anyonyam, how do you call it? Intimate. I said, oh, really? Keep your intimacy out of the door, out of our moment. In this moment, you have to have maryada. Maryada means, no man will want to see you dealing so intimately with his wife. Correct or not? Here, all the men sitting. Is there any man who doesn't agree with this? So how many of you men here would like any other man to deal with your wife respectfully and not in the name of being intimate and friendly, considering I am soul, you are soul, we can just pinch each other? How many of you men feel that you wouldn't want anyone to treat your wife like that? Yes? Correct, no? Some of them are a little doubtful, I think. You understood my question, correct, no? So, we want everybody to treat our spouse very respectfully. Same with Matajis also. If any of these Matajis see that some unmarried girl is getting too close to her husband, immediately their antenna will be on. They will call the husband and they openly talk to the husband. Why are you entertaining that girl? He will say, no, I'm not entertaining. She just wants to ask me some question. She will say, wait a minute. She may be foolish, but you can't afford to be foolish. You should, because you are entertaining. Therefore, she is coming so close. So then many women train their husbands also. And same is true for the woman also. Sometimes woman feels that, I got a husband who is not as smart as the other fellow who is very intelligent and very smart. He can do everything very well. So she gives secretly her heart to some another man whom she adores in her heart as a true hero. And the husband is actually, she thinks, oh, this time I got one piece which is not a smart piece. And they may think like that. Is it a mobile that you can change? You got a new model mobile, you throw away the old model and get a new model. That is why in Western world you find why they have dozen divorces in every family. And that is because of thinking the bodies to be like machines. Correct now? In Vedic life, what Vedic life teaches us, if you get a wife or a husband, that is actually a gift of God for you, specially designed and sent to you to purify you. Every one of us. You will see that when you live with your spouse, you will see that there are certain tendencies in us, like we have adamant attachment to things. We have, so all those things will be purified when we have a proper spouse. So in the same manner, money also, how we handle money. Your own men who are right next to you get doubts about the way you handle money. That is the way the cleavage is created in relationship. They will not tell you, but they will talk amongst themselves. They will they will talk. Do you know what he did with this money? He's keeping with himself, or I think, like one example I'll tell you. One leader told his mentee that instead of giving money to temple, you all can give your 50,000 or 1 lakh to me. And I will put it in the temple. So many of them are very simple and innocent. They gave 50,000, 1 lakh, 1.5 lakh. And so totally gathered like 20 lakhs or something. Total. Everybody's money. In those days when temple was coming up. And 3 months he didn't put it in the temple. And one of the intelligent mentees, he went to temple and found out, Prabhuji, we gave money to our superior. Did the money come? And they said, no, we didn't get anything. Then he went and asked his mentor that, why this money has not been submitted. Oh, I am submitting. You don't worry. You trust me, right? I am your mentor. Yes, Prabhuji, I trust you. But why? So after 6 months, he put the money. But the money that he put was exactly what they gave. But what is the difference? Anybody knows? They are interested in the interest. What he did with that. How much is 20, say 20 lakhs, 6 months means how much it is? How much it will be? 16,000, yeah. So then when one of the mentees raised a question about this, they went to the temple president and said, Prabhuji, what is he doing with the interest? And that mentor became very angry. Hey, even if I kept the interest with me, after all, how much it is? It's just 16,000. Why are you making a big fuss about it? You all gave 20 lakhs and okay, 16,000 remained with me. Even if it is remaining with me, I'm going to spend for you guys only ultimately. They said, that's all right, Prabhu. But your personal money is personal money and, temple money is temple. Don't mix both. They said. So the relationship between the mentor-mentee became so acidic that the mentor took off from mentorship. Then he told 2, 3 of his mentors that you run the whole group. They're all doubting me. I don't want to run anymore. You can see just one small thing, you see, because of money handling. Money handling, woman handling. One has to be very careful. Yeah. One has to be very careful. Like in one group, one husband, wife, they may be probably around, the wife may be around, say, 42, 43, I think. The husband may be around 46, 47 or something like that. Where they had gone for yatra with their group, the whole group. So they were like probably around 30, 40 of them had gone for some trip. So in one place, this leader, Mataji, sat and she told one of the Prabhujis to pull her thumb. She got, what do you call it? This cramp, yeah. So the person who pulled her foot like this, that is the favorite family for the leaders. Because that's why they have been hanging around talking like that. But some of the newly joined people in the group became little suspicious. Why Mataji is telling him to pull this foot? I mean, the thumb. It was public. It was in Yatra only. She sat on a stone kind of thing only. There were around two dozen people are around only, moving back and forth, nothing private. But this 3-4 new people who had joined in the group felt that, how can he touch one's foot and pull like this? She could have told some other stout Mataji to do the same. Now, why is she telling him? That means I think she want to have some connection with that other Prabhu and things like that. People doubt. So once this suspicion spark comes in, relationship, and the problem with people is they will not talk about it. That's the whole problem. Except you, they will talk to everybody. That is the big problem, You will tell them, why are you talking to people? Why don't you come and ask? I will clarify, you may say, but they will not clarify. That's the problem with this type of things. So they will talk to 100 people, but they won't talk to you. So therefore, you may be fearful after hearing all these things. I'm giving multiple examples because I've been traveling to various places. I come across situations, I hear. But these things should be like a warning for all of us that let our behavior be such that people not get any kind of suspicion. That's the whole point. So that's the topic, purity versus hypocrisy. So in this, we also want to preserve our purity in dealing with money, opposite sex, and fame, and all these things. Like another example, I'll tell you. One of the mentors, they celebrated the mentor's birthday in a very big way. People, arranged, very costly saris and very costly, garments and very costly gadgets and all they purchased. And for that, they collected from everybody in the group. Now what happens? The group has got two types of people. Half of the group is lovers. They will love their mentor. For them, oh, mentor, Prabhuji, Mataji are like, for us, like Radha Krishna, Lakshmi Narayan, Sitaram, like that. We love them so much. And because of the too much love for their mentor, they will force others to give money. Yeah? And there are other people who they don't like to give money. They will say, tumko dena to tum do. Hum nahi de sakte. And they force them to give money. And when they force them to give money, that is where these things come out. From those people, correct, na? They will say, Prabhuji, har baar inka birthday aata hai, loot lete hain humko. People will talk like that. Complaints come, then afterwards, then you call the mentor and say, why are you taking such big gifts? Accept, they can give you 2 coconuts or, just give one small greeting card. Love can be expressed even with simple things or costly things. What do you think? Even Krishna says, Patram Pushpam Palam Toya. Why is there? He knows that other people will complain. Correct? No? Can anybody complain about Krishna? He's demanding anything very big? He doesn't complain. Nobody can complain. How can anybody say that, hey, Krishna is asking for one tulsi leaf? How can they complain? So he knows very well, in this world, the living entities will always complain. So, in dealing with money matters, dealing with opposite sex, dealing with fame also is mentioned here, fame and prestige. See, if a mentor or Bhakti Vishaya leader or anybody does something for prestige, that also is not liked by the followers. They want you to be genuine. They want you to be how much carat gold? 24 karat gold. Then only they can trust you. If they find some alloy in your personality that this person has some desire for prestige, desire for honor, desire for following, like that. So, like, one mentor, one lady, she started one channel, In the channel, she would put some certain things. And she told all the group, everybody must subscribe. Make sure you subscribe for it. And then she told each of you should bring 100 subscribers at least. I want to see it exceeding 1,000 or something. And people didn't like it. Why are you forcing us to become subscribers? If you like it, we will subscribe. Isn't it? So you want to increase the followers or something like that. So when I started my channel also, I said, I am just going to keep this YouTube as a dumping ground where whatever I speak, wherever I speak, just put it there. That's all. And who will watch it? Those who want to watch it will watch it. Huh? There are many people across the globe who were with me in the early days. Now they are all spread out everywhere. Those who wish to hear, I never push anybody that you have to complete the hearing this, or I have put this, did you hear or not? I don't check with anybody. I tell them that this is like a go down for me. Huh? Just whatever I speak here and there, just put it there if you want to hear. And as soon as we have some expectation from our mentees, immediately you will see that their affection for us reduces. So that's why we need to cultivate detachment. Huh? We don't demand anything from that. We should be in the mood of giving rather than the mood of demanding. Do this for me, do that for me. Like sometimes a mentee asks, can I do some personal service for you? How many of you got that question from your mentees asking you, can I do some personal service? Correct? No? Yeah. So we also think they only asking. Therefore, sometimes a mentor says, can you take care of my baby? Or can you drop my son or daughter to the school daily? Or can you, go to the market and bring this for me? After 1 year or 2 years, they will say, this mentor is itna kaam karwate hain hamare dwara. Later on, you will see that, isn't it? So then you will say that, hey, you only wanted service. हाँ, service चाहते थे, इतना नहीं. हमने नहीं सोचा कि हमको नौकर बना लेंगे आप. People speak like that. So therefore, it's always good for us to be on the safer side than later on lament that, oh, now that relationship is becoming acidic or bitter. Correct, no? So that's why say a Brahmana, if he is not true, read that, Prabhu. If a Brahmana
is not truthful, all his claims as a Brahmana at once become null and void. If a sannyasi is illicitly connected with women, all his claims as a sannyasi at once become false. If a king and public leader are unnecessarily proud or habituated to drink smoke, he becomes disqualified. If a woman is not chaste, she can cause trouble to her family, to another man's family, and to the society.
Yeah. So like this Prabhupada writes in that purport. And then Prabhupada says the four leaders of human society, sannyasis, Brahmana, king and public leader, they must be crucially tested by their character and qualifications before one can be accepted as a spiritual leader or a material leader. And then Prabhupada is saying here, very important point, read this.
Such public leaders may be less qualified in academic qualifications, but it is necessary primarily that they be free from the contamination of gambling, drinking, prostitution, and animal slaughter.
So here Prabhupada is saying that even if academically somebody is less qualified, there is not much problem. But their character cannot be compromised. See, this is one difference between education in East versus West. In the Western world, you can be smoking even in a classroom and with your left hand and right hand have a chalk piece and write something. Because they say that as long as professor is giving knowledge, we don't want to bother about his personal character. That can be anything, but that's not possible in India. In India, if a teacher is lacking character, like in Gurukulas and all, in the villages even today, the children come to school and they bow down to teacher. When they get up, teacher says, hey, take this 2 rupee, go and get bidi and come. Then the children won't have respect for the teacher. They will say that he himself is not controlling his senses and mind. And how can they respect? So which means character comes first. Academic qualifications come next, Prabhupada is saying. Then we started with real behavior. And then, this is what we are supposed to do today. You can read that.
Wrong perceptions. Some people carry wrong perceptions about devotees or our society. Such wrong perceptions can be changed only if devotees behave, as Srila Prabhupada said, perfect gentlemen. Example, some people confuse ISKCON with Osho and think that drug addiction, promiscuity, etc. goes on here. Some people think ISKCON has brainwashed educated people. They persecuted devotees, but later, Brain Research Society proved that ISKCON devotees are level-headed, gentlemanly people and not crazy.
Yeah. So, there are many people having many wrong perceptions about ISKCON. ISKCON is sending money from India to America. That's a very famous thing you must have asked. One Rajiv Dikshit, That fellow made one short video. It went very viral. Later on, Amogilla Prabhu, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, they all have made videos explaining what are you talking about money going from India to America. Indian money is small money. American money is big money. And America, our Ambarish Prabhu has brought 500 crores to Mayapur for building that DOUP, Temple of Vedic Planetarium. So they spoke and cleared it. Still, it's there. People keep asking, even now also. Because that fellow said Colgate company, other company, and all, he gave examples. He spoke so hard, very loudly, and this thing. Therefore, even now people ask questions. Similarly, people sometimes ask questions about the falling down sannyasis or gurus in ISKCON. In the Western bodied people, some of them fell off in those days. So if anybody asks you about such things, what you can say, you see, Abhimanyu was used by Yudhishthira Maharaj to break the Chakra Vyuha, correct? No? But later on, Abhimanyu was attacked by 7 Maharathis together, and he was finished. He was such a powerful person, son of Arjuna, correct? No? So, in the same manner, at that time, Prabhupada was desperately needing support. Even the boys were 19 years or 20 years old, he gave them sannyas. Okay, now I ask the students, if any of you are given sannyas at 20, will you accept it? Nobody would raise that. But at that time, Prabhupada had to give. And so we can consider them like Abhimanyus. If those fellows did not work hard and put up the society, we won't be enjoying the facilities now. We are in the receiving end. So many gifts we are receiving. We should be sympathetic towards those who fell down. We should not look down upon them and say, hey, you guys have fallen down. So, and also, those who fell down doesn't mean they hated Prabhupada or anything. Like you see Shyam Sundar Prabhu, for example. He might not have continued sannyas. Even this Hare Krsna Prabhu, his name was Prabhupada Anuga Swami before. Then when he gave up, he remained Hare Krsna Das. But he wrote 5 books. What is the name of the book? Transcendental Diary. Correct, no? And even now he goes around the globe glorifying Prabhupada. Correct, no? How much love they have for Prabhupada, that you should see. Associate with their love for Prabhupada and don't point fingers to them that they fell away. Prabhupada, first sannyasi when he fell in ISKCON, he got married and many devotees criticized him like anything. They said useless and this and that. And Prabhupada said, don't make life difficult for him to come back to ISKCON. And then he got married, and then he brought his small boy, son also. After 1 or 2 years, he came to meet Prabhupada. So Prabhupada invited him to his room. And then Prabhupada said, see, Lord Chaitanya may reject somebody who gives up sannyas, but I can't reject all of you because I need you for expanding the movement. But don't do hypocritical activity. Instead of doing corrupt activity, better you get married properly and situate yourself peacefully. Like what you are doing now, Prabhupada said that is better. Then there are 2 types of sannyasis, Prabhupada said. There is a Mayavadi sannyasi, there is a Vaishnava sannyasi. If a Mayavadi sannyasi falls down with a woman, that is called as Vantashi. Vantashi means one who drinks his own vomit. That's called Vantashi. Because Mayavadis say Brahmam Satyam, Jagat Nitya, and they give up. But as far as Vaishnava sannyasi is concerned, if he falls down, that is due to his weak-heartedness. If somebody falls and he marries somebody, if he is situated in a proper grihasthashrama after that, he is not rejected by the Vaishnava society. Because he is rightly situated in a family life. He is not doing any hypocritical activity after that. So, and in this way, Prabhupada, even Brahmananda Prabhu, Gargarishi Prabhu, these people actually, they were all sannyasis at one time. Later on, they couldn't maintain it because they are Western-bodied people and sannyas standards are very high for them. They wanted to marry and then they wanted to practice their jhana, but some have maintained very well. As well as Japadaka Maharaj, as well as Ranath Maharaj, as well as Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj. You will see that these people have, as well as Ramapad Maharaj. You can see that these people have maintained their ashrama status even after 5 decades. And so Prabhupada said, whoever is able to maintain, it's wonderful. Somebody couldn't maintain, allow them to continue their Vaishnava lifestyle. Prabhupada said, either Gajendra should fight in the water or in the bank of the river. But fight you must. With whom? With Maya. You fight against Maya. Not, discourage a person from continuing his spiritual life. So, therefore, when we talk about people's wrong perceptions about ISKCON, if somebody, you can tell the people that, sannyas was given at the age of 19 and 20 and they couldn't maintain it. It's very natural. Prabhupada said some may remain loyal, and they have remained. Some of them have remained loyal. And also you can tell them, those who left, it's not that they left bhakti. Bhakti they are continuing. And their affection of Prabhupada has become multiplied many-fold there. Correct, now? That should be appreciated. And also some people will say, this Patna case, how many of you heard about Patna problem? But yeah, I will tell you briefly about it. See, in Patna, there was a president, Krishna Prabhu, he was there in the top, and then there were brahmacharis in the temple also. Over a period of time, then, they built a very big temple. Probably they spent about 120 crore, 150 crore, something like that. It's called Chaurasi Kamba Mandir. Very big temple was built, and the president was capable of collecting and making the temple. And these brahmacharis who were there in the temple, they found that they have also opened some account independent of the temple. And they are like a group, like a gang kind of thing. They have remained together. And there has been tussles between the two, between the temple and this group of people. At one point of time, there was a blunder on the part of Krishna Prabhu's Prabhu in dealing with some members of the opposite sex. These people wanted him to be out so that they can take up the management. But then these people had separate accounts, so they were also not deserving. So finally the bureau dismissed both out. Both are out now. Both parties are not there. Now who is the third party there? There is Raman Manohar Prabhu, who is a IIT professor. Very good soul. Very simple and very pure-hearted. So like that, they have taken 3-4 people and now the management is going on. But what happened? Now the temple management council is there. They have only put Bihar people, local people, because Bihar is little difficult to handle situation. Because sometimes people say that first you will get beaten up and then they will tell you why you were beaten. Sometimes. Very difficult to deal. Strong people are there. So therefore, now but the problem was what? Why they didn't take swift action? You can take swift action in Gujarat or North or South. But in Bihar, it's little difficult because people have their following. Correct now? There is objection, and so they wanted to systematically do that. They sent a committee which did thorough research, legal team was put in, every penny to penny account was done. There was one fellow who floated this YouTube video about Patna, correct? One amazing thing in India is people know that even though there may be some wrong thing going on in ISKCON, the good side of ISKCON is so big. There are good number of people who trust ISKCON. Therefore, even when this case was going on, Bureau was coming and evaluating such thing, and the temple was coolly going on. Hundreds and thousands of people coming. You catch any visitor to ISKCON Patna and ask, अरे इतना गड़बड़ हुआ है इधर, आप लोग क्यों आ रहे हैं? हमारा क्या, हमको भगवान के साथ है, हमारा इनके साथ क्या है? ऐसे लोग तो आते हैं जाते हैं. They don't worry. People in India have that very implicit faith that good souls are also there. There may be some people who are mischievous with money, women and all that, but everybody is not like that. There are also good souls. That is why we should conduct ourselves in such a way that that type of deep-rooted faith people can develop in our ISKCON, in Prabhupada, in our systems. And that's why even now, you see Rath Yatra, they did, 2 lakh people. Such big crowds of people, we will see that. So festivals are going, everything's going on. Now the management is changing now. Third group is managing now. So sometimes in ISKCON society, when things happen, people immediately phone call you. Hey, you are ISKCON, no? ISKCON, see? Kya ho gaya dega? Actually, why? They want to pull you down to the ditch. Hum log ditch mein, tum bhi aa jao. That's the point. What we should tell them? We should tell them, Prabhuji, is duniya mein Khalau dosha nidhe raja. Khalau dosha nidhe means Kali Yuga is the ocean of faults. If somebody is standing in front of the ocean, say, hey, come here, I'll show you water. Water is everywhere. Correct, na? What is so great about showing water in the ocean? Ocean everywhere, water everywhere, isn't it? Similarly, in Kali Yuga, faults will be there. When you lit up fire, there is also smoke. It will be there. You can tell them, ISKCON is a very good organization. हम जिनके टच में हैं, हमारा organization, we have very good leaders, very good management, and everything is going on well. Maybe we have 1,400 centers now. In some centers, there may be some problem here, there. But most of the centers are running very nicely, smoothly. So you can say that you come and see. अगर आपको डाउट हो तो आज आकर देखो, देखने के लिए आएगा, भक्त बन जाएगा. It has happened to many people. Those who came to fight with ISKCON, they became devotees. See, in those days, in Chapal temple, one devotee joined, his name is Sankirtan Prabhu. This Sankirtan Prabhu joined in 91, he joined full time. So his mother became very angry. She gave in the newspaper that ISKCON has taken away my son. And he's an engineering boy, he has become full time. So there was advertisement, square advertisement she had given about that. So there was one Prabhu, Shaligram Shalapu, I think his name. So this Prabhu saw that advertisement in newspaper that ISKCON has taken their son and the mother is making a big this thing. So he came to Chopal temple to see who is that boy and why he left the mother and why he joined. So he came to interview the boy and he became devotee. Now he's a counselor. Amazing. So you will find in ISKCON, even if somebody finds some criticism about ISKCON, like in those days, this Devananda movie came, Dam Maro Dam, Mette Jayagam, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, they sang. So many Giraswami Maharaj and devotees became worried. They came to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, this movie song is going to spoil our image in India. Many Indians are thinking that we are taking drugs and smoking and everything, Prabhupada didn't care a fig about it. He told them to show the song. And Prabhupada said, they are singing Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, very good. Prabhupada said, my name is there. And then Prabhupada said, over the years you will see this Dhammar will be gone and Hare Krishna will remain. Correct, no? And our movement is expanding like anything. How many people now remember that song now? It's an old thing. Correct, no? So even if some bad perceptions may be there, the only solution to bad perceptions is profusely we should invest in good perceptions. We should bring more and more good perceptions. Like imagine any one of you sitting here, somebody had a wrong notion about you. How many of you felt the deepest pain when somebody misunderstood you? You experience of that, correct? No? Actually, you intended something, but they have understood something else. That's very painful for many leaders. And even when you go to them and tell them explanation, they are not ready to listen. That is even more painful. It's more painful than painful, correct now? Because already they have formed a perception. Now you are going to explain, but unless they hear, how will they get a new explanation? They are not ready to hear. That can happen sometimes. No? So, like one example, I'll give you a Shastric example. See, this pastime comes in the... See, after Chitraketu became, initiated disciple of Narada, he performed 7 days severe penance even without drinking water and all, he performed it. And then Lord Sankarshan gave him darshan, correct, no? And after giving darshan, Sankarshan also blessed him profusely, and he went on to become the king of Vidyadhara Loka. Imagine an earthly king posted in a higher planet as a king of Vidyadhara planet. After that, boarding one airplane, like what you're saying here, surrounded by Vidyadhara, Vidyadhara planet ladies, Vidyadharis. So he was singing some Nam Sankirtan. It's a Harinam Sankirtan. He was doing Sankirtan and they were all playing Veena and other instruments they were playing. It was a very nice situation. He was coming flying in the sky. At that time, he went to Kailash. There in Kailash, he found this scene, what you're seeing here. Lord Shiva is keeping Parvati on his lap. Just 1 minute, huh? This is the correct picture. It's supposed to be like this. Because the wife is kept on the left thigh, and daughter should be kept on the right thigh, whom you give in marriage to others. That is the Vedic standard. Hmm. She is sitting on the. You've seen Sitaram also must have seen this. Sita sitting here, you'll find. Yeah. So when he was flying in the sky, uh, he saw this sight of Shiva sitting with Parvati on his lap. And then he said, Jatadaro, Tivratapo, Lokanam Gurum, Muninam Gurum, like that, many words he used. Oh, Shiva, you are a Jatadhari. Jatadhari means you have matted hair, which goes to show your austerities. And Tivratapas, you are a performer of severe austerities. Muninam Gurum means there are many munis sitting down and hearing from you, Katha. So you are Guru of all of them. Muninam Gurum, Loka Gurum, and you are also a role model for all the people of the world. Whole universe worships you, prays to you. And then, Swabharya Ankikritya, keeping your own wife on your lap. And then he said, Prakrito Yatha, he said. Prakrito Yatha means like a conditioned soul you are behaving. That's the only word which is offensive. Everything else is wonderful in that paragraph. Prakrito Yatha, he said. Yatha means you are not Prakrit. You are like a conditioned soul, attached to his wife, is keeping his wife on the lap, that too in a public place, and you are giving on the topic of Vairagya. That too Siddhas are sitting and hearing. You are giving like this. Basically, what he intended was this, Prabhupada writes. He intended to tell Shiva that, I don't say you are wrong, but your behavior is going to send out signal which is bad for the other living entities. If they imitate you, they will fall down. You will not fall down. You are great soul. But don't do things which other living entities are likely to copy. So you can't afford to do that. Like that, he was giving a piece of advice to Shiva. And in that assembly was sitting Narada, you are seeing, with the Veena also. Narada is sitting. So Narada is whose guru? Chitraketu's guru. Correct? No? Yeah, Chitraketu's guru. There, such personalities were sitting, like Narada and even Brahma was sitting also. Brahma was also there. Brahma is Narada's father. Guru and father, both. And for Chitraketu, Brahma is grand spiritual master. Correct? No? Grand guru. So both grand guru and guru are sitting. So they all saw what he said and they didn't take any offense, because Lord Shiva looked up at the sky and then turned back to the audience and he smiled. Then they also smiled, which means Shiva didn't take any offense. Yeah. But then one person took offense. Who? She took offense because the talk is about her sitting in his lap, correct? No? So she said, oh, are you greater than the greatest of the personalities like Brahma or like Narada? Your own gurus didn't say anything and you are making such a comment. Are you posted as a self-appointed advisor to give advice to my husband? Like that she asked. She said, oh my son, you become a demon in this world. And then when you become a demon with Rajoguna, Tamaguna, then you will understand what mistake you committed in that body. You have to get that for purification. You have to go through that. So in this way she said, and immediately Chitraketu came down in his plane, got down and offered obeisances to Shiva and Parvati. And he said, oh mother, I cannot ever think of offending Shiva. He is the most exalted Vaishnava. For your kind information, let me tell you, whatever I spoke was not about him. It is for the conditioned souls. I was telling that there should be a good example. His example will be misused by other people. That's all I wanted to say. So be relieved in your mind that I am not ridiculing your husband. Be confident of that. Be assured. I can never ever do that in my life. Like that he said. But then you have given me the curse to become a demon in the next life. I am ready to accept it. If you feel that I need to get purified, I am ready to accept it. And then he boarded the plane and flew off. After he went and Shiva looked at Parvati And Parvati was covering her face fully with her veil. Huh? And then Shiva sang that famous poem. What is that? Narayana para sarve na kutaschana vibhyati swargapavargana rakeshvapi tulyartha darshinaha. He said, Parvati, you may be beautiful, but Vaishnavas are more beautiful than you. Huh? Neither Shiva said. Why? Because just see, you misunderstood him and cursed him to become a demon. But he gracefully accepted your curse because devotees of the Lord are never afraid of anything in this world. Huh? They are always firmly situated in Lord's lotus feet. So uh, don't think they are ordinary. Huh? And in this way, on one hand, we can say that Parvati misunderstood him. In another purport, Prabhupada says there was a tinge of pride in the head of whom? Chitraketu. What was it? I am Sankarshan's disciple, and Shiva is also whose disciple, whose follower? Sankarshan. Because Shiva's worshipable deity is also Sankarshan. So Chitraketu and Shiva are like god brothers. Correct, no? Sometimes god brothers can joke with each other. That's what Shiva told Parvati. We are like god brothers, we are joking with each other. You made a big fuss about a small thing. He made a mole into a mountain. Huh? Like that he told her. Then she felt a little ashamed after that. Huh? Nevertheless, nothing happens without a purpose. Lord wanted the Vritrasura pastime so that Indra, that was another very important episode. But the point is, here is an example of how sometimes misunderstandings can happen, even in big circles also. Huh? One has to be very careful. That's what we are talking here, wrong perceptions. Yeah, some wrong perceptions can come in people. One time, I was in, we had gone for yatra and we came back after, this was Ranath Maharaj's yatra. When I was in Pune, a couple of days later after the yatra, one congregation devotee brought me a complaint. He said, Prabhu, you are thinking that family, you are going to make them counselor next week. Huh? You are going to allot them as counselors. But I, with my own eyes, I saw in one of the stations while returning back from yatra, they were sitting husband, wife, son, daughter, all were eating bhaji and pakoda. In one of the stations I saw. He said, my Lord, I was shocked. Huh? Then I thought directly, how can I confront them? So I called their counselor. And I said, Prabhuji, please put this family on hold. Don't allow them to become counselor. Huh? Let them wait for some time. I think they are still eating outside. Pakoda, bhaji and all that. So let them wait for 2-3 years and become mature and then they can. And in the meanwhile, you can check with them. So then they called that family, Prabhuji family. Then when they asked, that person started crying loudly. Huh? He said, please take me to Radheshyam, Prabhu. He said, then he was brought to me. He said, Prabhu, it is true that we were eating pakoda bhaji, but that was cooked by us and carried by us. We were eating in the station, sitting in a table. We only used that hotel table. But the item which we ate was only prasad. He clarified it. I said, Prabhuji, I understand. Don't worry. Prabhuji, how this fellow brought this matter to you? Huh? I am not going to leave him. I am going to fight with him. He said, hey, don't fight, Prabhuji. He did it with good intention. He is not your enemy. Huh? I pacified this family and I convinced them not to go to that other person and fight. So here is an example of wrong perception. Correct now? Because everything looks. Because I was thinking, I asked that family repeatedly, did you see? With our own eyes we saw. Yes, it is true. They were eating pakoda, bhaji, everything. Only thing is they didn't know that it was. Because other people are also eating pakoda, bhaji. The same time, because they were serving. But so it was. That's why sometimes, perceptions can be, illusory sometimes. That to be very careful. So, this wrong perception is a very, very painful thing. Huh? If somebody misunderstands you, anybody has some example to share, and this is a very important thing. Any wrong perception happened and then you clarified and became cleared after that. I'll tell you one more story till then you can think. One day morning here in this temple hall, I was doing Guru Puja, they told me to sing. See, there are 3 types of mic, This is one type of mic. Another mic is cordless. The third mic we put like this, head mic. So I like the third one the most because you can dance also, can play instruments also, correct? But they had given me this type of wire wala mic they gave. So I can't move my body. I have to always be, around it only. I have to sing. I was just thinking like this. So one fellow was standing next to me and I was telling that, like that I said, please bring this mic. So he went and told my assistant Vaishnav Prabhu. He said, told him. And then this devotee came down and he put this chadar on my head. And I was wondering. Then I was singing for 2-3 more lines. Then again I told him, hey Prabhuji, like that I said. Then he thought my ears are outside, it's still cold. So he covered it more nicely. And I tolerated, I went on and on. Anyway, I completed the kirtan. Then I came back to the room, I saw my assistant and I scolded him. Hey, I asked you to send me this kind of mic. Why? Prabhuji, he came and asked me only for chadar. What can I do? He said, you wanted chadar, he said. Then I caught that fellow, hey, come here, what did you do? And he said, Prabhuji, when you did like this, I thought you were cold. So that is wrong? Wrong. Finally, my anger with both those fellows got dissolved after that. Because they are not mistaken, it's a misunderstanding. Correct, no? So you can't blame them. Then I told both of them, don't worry. And I didn't, my anger was superficial because you guys understood something else. Correct, no? I could have told, yes. Therefore, even we all have to be careful in our communication. Like, one temple I saw, one devotee used to half finish the sentence, not full finish. He went to one devotee and said, Prabhuji, Tulasi Harati, he said. He said, not at the head. Then he went to another devotee and said, Prabhuji, Tulasi Harati? He said, yes. And then after Narsinga Harati, both of them came to mic. And they both wanted to sing. Now they are competing. Who will sing? Hey, he told me to sing. He said, no, he told me also to sing. So what was the mistake? Anybody knows? Yeah. One was worship, another one was singing. So you have to be really clear. When you say Tulsi, Tulsi, then you have to clearly clarify which one you want them to do. But when I went to Belgaum, there the devotee was very clear. In the first day I was there, he came and asked me, Prabhuji, Radheshyam Prabhu, would you like to? He practically did for me like this. Would you like to do Tulsi Aarti? Like that. I said, yes, okay, I will do it. The next day he came to me and said, Prabhuji, would you like to sing Tulsi Aarti? Yes. Okay, I can sing. So, see, if you want somebody to do Aarti, what you should say? Tulsi Puja. Would you like to do Puja? Or would you like to sing? Clearly so the communication has to be clear. Otherwise, we say one thing, they understand another thing. Like somebody is calling and say, so for the evening program, Prasad, you say. Then you ask, so Prasad, it's arranged, like that you say. So sometimes they think you will bring Prasad. And you are thinking, they will bring Prasad. Finally, who brings? No one brings. Like you heard this is a very famous one, I'll just show you. See, this is one song, see here. You know this? See, anybody, nobody sang it. There was an important job to be done and everybody was sure that somebody would do it. Anybody could have done it, but nobody did. Somebody got angry about that because it was everybody's job. Everybody thought anybody could do it. But nobody realized that everybody wouldn't do it. It ended up that everybody blamed somebody when nobody did what anybody could have. Correct, no? So this kind of thing happened. This is due to what? Miscommunication. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
Prabhuji, this is regarding the clarification, Prabhuji, you are mentioning. Sometimes we hear certain times from seniors the indirect correction, either in the classes or so. So we understand sometimes maybe it is coming to me and it's improperly told to the leader. But sometimes we don't clarify with the leader. Is that a proper way? Just leaving it like
you
that?
You can clarify. Why you have to clarify? The problem with some devotees is they will not plainly tell you the truth. They fear that if I directly tell, you will get offended. So they indirectly tell you. When they indirectly tell you, you exactly cannot understand what it is. So what you can tell the devotee, Prabhuji, when you were speaking to me, this is what I understood, that a mistake is by me and you were correcting me. Am I right? don't feel bad. I'm ready to receive a feedback. It's better to always clarify. Because when you clarify, then it will become, he will say that I never meant it, he may say. Correct now? One example I'll tell you. So you were handling the whole insurance sector, correct now? Now some senior devotee comes and shouts at you, saying that one of the leaders has, not done the service. So the way he is telling you appears that he is angry with you. Correct, no? So if you ask him, Prabhuji, are you upset with me? What he will say? No, I'm not upset with you, Prabhu. You are in charge, so I'm telling you. I'm upset with that other fellow. Because the way he is yelling at you appears he is upset with you. And there are some people who yell at whoever is available, they yell. There are some people like that. So the communication is very, very important. You better clarify. Prabhuji, tell me what you want me to do. You can clarify that. Huh? Then only we can modify the behavior, correct, no? Yeah. So this wrong perception is something which can be changed also. It's not impossible to change. Read that, Prabhu.
Let our devotees be ideal examples. Enemies of Krishna consciousness and media sensationalists make false propaganda about the devotees, and that can be harmful in spreading of religious principles. But despite the scare stories, people will be interested to find out for themselves what the devotees are actually like.
Yeah. Despite the scare stories, people will be interested to find out for themselves what the devotees are actually like. Yeah, people will find out. Huh? Yeah. Yeah.
Example, Sankirtan Prabhu's family members.
This I told you already. This example I told you, correct, no? Yeah. Read that.
Leaders' behavior should be exemplary and above suspicion. The real test of leadership is something different from political control or maintaining many followers. To be real devotee in Krishna consciousness, one has to behave as a devotee according to the standard of Vaishnava behavior.
Yeah. So the real test of leadership is something different from political control or maintaining many followers. This requires a little explanation. You see, there are two ways to take people in our custody. Every one of you here, you are given some people to take care. One is you can use your strength of your position as a senior devotee or as a BV leader. And so I am BV leader telling you, so you have to obey. Correct, no? Or if you don't do this, I am going to complain about you. That is one way of getting the things done. You have not been coming regularly, you are not doing services, so your name will not be sent for initiation or whatever. So this is one style of doing. And another thing is behaving as a devotee with the Vaishnava standards of behavior. You say that, Prabhu or Mataji, you see, last 3-4 months you have not been coming for the meetings. I am very worried because when I have to forward your name for the initiation, they are going to catch my ears. Why are you forwarding this candidate? मुझे पता नहीं मैं क्या आंसर दूंगी उनको, क्या आंसर दे पाऊँ. I need your attendance. Not that I am a great soul that you have to give every meeting you have to come. But there are some norms temple has made and you have to follow, I have to follow. You see the tone difference? How many of you clearly notice the difference in tone? Correct, no? So should we use the strength of our position? Like, I am a temple president. I said, temple president is telling you to do, you must do it. Otherwise, I will show you what I can do. This is like what? Man, Lanka Naresh, Ravan bol raha hu. Correct, no? It's like that. Correct, no? So it's like using our, position. Or position power. Actually, sometimes you can get done also like that. But what will get strained, tell me? Relationship will be strained. It's not going to be the same. You can frighten people and get work done. But that frightening will strain your relationship in the long run. So therefore, we have to know how many of you sometimes really get very put off by some of your mentees. You are fed up with their behavior. And sometimes you want to vent it out, you don't know where to vent out. You have experience? You don't have experience. When you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 8, 10 of them, yeah. So these are the people with whom our relationship can become strained because of the way we deal with them. Are you going to use some mentors or Bhakti Vishya leaders? They really get heavy on them also. They tell them that, no, tum sudharne wale nahi. You are gone. You are a gone case. Some people say like that. You are good for nothing. You are gone case. Or some people say that, uh, you only do natak, you only do drama. Well, only when you only show up in yatra, you never come or whatever. Actually, these kind of talks will only strain the relationship. If you really want to help them, so you have to be assertive in speech. What is assertive? See, Prabhu or Mataji, last 6 months, maybe you are abroad or somewhere, I don't know. They are not abroad, they are in Hyderabad only. You know it very well. But you can always say like that. Maybe you are abroad. Maybe you had gone to another planet probably. You were not here. But I didn't see you in the meeting. You are not able to regularly come. Maybe you are very busy with something. I am not very sure about it. But in the interest of your, desire for getting initiated, I am not aware. I don't know how I can forward your name. They will say, Prabhuji Mataji, you know me very well. See, 4 साल से आप जानते हैं हमको. हाँ, pass कर दीजिए. You put my name, then I will come for the meeting. They will say, see, I can do that. I have such a connection with you. But our committee will ask me questions. They have some stringent policies. They have told us to watch you for 3 months. Like one candidate was there. This candidate, his wife was pregnant. So she had, so that time she had delivered a baby, and after that he was very, very busy for first 2-3 months. So he had stopped chanting completely for 3 months. He didn't touch the bead bag also, no time. Then after that he continued 16 rounds. So when the initiation time came, so he had only chanted 1 year, 3 months, after that 16 rounds. But then prior to that there was 3 months break, for which he did not compensate. So our policy is, in case somebody due to some health issues had broken the chanting, they have to compensate. You know what is compensation? That means whatever is broken, that much they have to catch up. They have to cover up. That means the following months you will have to cover that 3 into 16, which he didn't cover. So then the counselor told that person that, you can't be sent for initiation. But 3 years, he said. 3 years, it's true. But in between the 3 months break, can't be sent. But how you say what you say is very important. Because, we can't politically control them or threaten them or, so how we deal with them. So based on relationship, read further. Bro. Actually, some leaders are very timid. You know what is timid? Timid means, like one example, let me tell you. They conducted an initiation interview for one Prabhuji and one Mataji. They told they have to wait. And the reason they have to wait is this Mataji is a very angry Mataji. She has picked up quarrel with many Matajis. And her husband is super busy in business and everything. He doesn't come regularly for the classes. So the committee said they have to wait. But they did not give them this feedback. To whom? To the candidates. They didn't give it. So that family was waiting for 3 years they waited. Their name was not sent. Finally, they both said, Radheshyam, we want to have a meeting with you. I said, what is the meeting? What is the... No, directly when we come, we will tell you. I said, why don't you write a mail? No, these things cannot be conveyed in mail. And then they were asking why we are being every year told to wait. 3 years we have been told to wait without any rhyme or reason. And then they were showing the records. See, 16 rounds are over. We are attending the class. We are doing this, doing that. Everything is I also, everything is correct. Then when I called the counselor, I said, Coach, this is the problem. I said, hey, see, you have to tell this. Because the counselor is a timid counselor. He is afraid to convey. He said, already she is angry. If I tell you are angry, what will happen? So, then I told her, maybe you can write a letter or something. I don't know. But whatever. So, therefore, while dealing with subordinates, neither should we be aggressive nor should we be timid. Timid means passive. Aggressive is this extreme, timid is this extreme. Assertive. Assertive means, see Prabhu, see Mataji, this is the point for which the committee has decided that you have to wait. If you are able to improve it in the coming year, you are likely to be accepted. Make it very clear to them. Otherwise, if you don't give them room for improvement, how will they improve? Read. You read it? Examples? Where is the mic?
Caesar's wife should be above suspicion. Srila Prabhupada used to quote, meaning that a devotee must be exemplary. Hypocrisy is dishonesty, and without honesty, there is no question of spiritual life. Example: Indra disguised as sannyasi to stop sacrifice of Prutu. Ravana disguised as a saint to kidnap Sita. Second example:
Actually, why these guys, especially dressed as sannyasi, there is a reason for that. Because the sadhus are trusted by people. People just close their eyes and trust. People have so much of affection, respect, and trust. They see sadhus just like God. So that's why they knew that this is like in our Pune temple also, when Chappal Chor was stealing the chappals. But what he would do, he learned to dress like devotee, dhoti and tilak, everything. He looked like a pakka devotee. Even he purchased Kantimala and wore that also. But then nobody could understand who is stealing. Then they put camera and everything, and he was caught. He had stolen all shoes which were 3,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees shoes and all. And they were wondering, who is this fellow coming with tilak and stealing? In whose group is that? He's not in any group. Nobody. So why did he wear the devotee attire and come? Because nobody will suspect him. Correct, no? Just like that Vatsasura came in what form? Calf. His idea was, if I somehow sneak into the crowd of cows and calves, Krishna will think I am also one of his cows only. And I will win his trust and I will kill him. That was his idea. Correct, no? So, these are examples of hypocrisy, Indra, Ravana and all. And then, next.
Shukracharya misguiding Bali, Vasistha greedy of presiding to many yagnas and cursing Nimi. When religion is...
that was... actually, he was supposed to do yajna for Nimi Raja, but then he got one more opportunity in heaven for another yajna. So he told Nimi, please just put it on hold, I'm just coming back. Quickly, I'm just coming back, he said. But then he went to heaven, that got very delayed. So Nimi called another priest. So then Vasishtha became very angry when he came back. I said, I will come and do it. Why did you involve another person? I curse you to die. He said. And Nimi also said, I curse you also to die. Both of them died. You will see that in 11th canto Bhagavatam. So, you will find that this is the wrong thing. Like in Tirupati, there are 4 barbers in 4 corners. And the barber will call you, little bit he will do and keep you in the side. And then another fellow, like that he will accumulate almost 2 dozen people. Why he is doing little bit and leaving? Because they have a policy that once he does it, others cannot touch his candidates. Like that he'll do and keep it. Amongst them, whoever shouts the most, he will shave fully. And then whoever is next shouting most, he will do. So, amongst them, there is a competition, of who gets the maximum customers. Correct? No? So, similarly, Vasishtha also wanted to do here also yajna, there also yajna. Any of your experience, sometimes you took multiple appointments and you couldn't fulfill it. Anybody has experience? Correct? No? We should not do that. We learned that lesson. So in this way, Vasishtha's behavior. And then further?
When religionists misbehave, the spread of
religionists,
when religionists misbehave, the spread of God conscious is checked.
Checked means stopped. Because if they find that the good leader, somebody was a good leader, but then he became corrupt, then all his people below him will go away. Just like, when Hare Krsna Swami, in those days, he had 3,000 disciples. When at one point of time he fell off, only 700 remained, 2,300 left. So it's a big loss for ISKCON also. Right now? Therefore, His Holiness Jayadutta Maharaj used to say that leaders are like bomber pilots. You know what is bomber pilot? If 10 flights will go, amongst them you cannot know. There is one of them which is bomber pilot. It's always protected. The other flights can be sacrificed, but bomber pilot cannot be sacrificed. So every one of you sitting here, you are like a bomber pilot. Because bomber pilot is the smartest fellow who drops the bombs. You heard about the 13 surgical strike, which was done by our Prime Minister at that time, when they had the CPR of 48 police were live bombed, That time he sent early morning, 3 o'clock, 13 surgical strike. Those are all bomber pilots. They know how to swiftly go, drop the bomb and come back. They will not be hit by anybody. And they have talents far more than average pilots. Similarly, all of you sitting here, You are guiding so many people under you. So your remaining safe in Krishna consciousness is of paramount importance. Why? Why do you think I am spending so much time with the leadership group? This is the main reason. Because if you spend time with this group, and this group will take care of rest of the whole community. Huh? On the other hand, imagine if I prefer a program with 500 people, always big program, then many leaders may be missing the program. They may not even be there also. Correct? Now, that's why we focus on the leaders. So, but when a leader becomes corrupt, the whole group suffers because of that. Huh? Yeah. Go ahead. You read it? Yeah. And then? Yeah.
Can smoker preach about non-smoking? If people suspect that a representative of God is cheating on the very principles he is supposed to be upholding, then how can they hear him with faith?
Correct, isn't it? So people will say that hey, बड़ा बड़ा बात करता है, खुद follow नहीं करता. They will ask, correct ना? They are likely to challenge us. See, there is the dynamic tension between preaching and behavior. Many times we all want to preach, but like one devotee was telling me, Prabhuji, tomorrow I have to give a class on humility. I am very afraid. He said, why are you afraid? Already there is a lot of complaints that I am very arrogant. And they will say, arrogant leader is giving a class on humility. I said, okay, take one of your friends, correct na? The friend can give on humility and you can do kirtan, correct na? And that's what he did. But I said, this time you manage somehow, but before next time similar topic comes, you prepare yourself, correct na? One more way he can give class on humility is, he can hear a lecture of his spiritual master, make a nice PPT and say that, this is ditto, I copied from my spiritual master. He is telling us to be humble, not only all of you, including me also. That kind of class we can give. Correct, no? Because if you say, Guru told this, I am repeating, will anybody mind? If you say, hey, sabko namra bana padega, they will ask, hey, what about you? Isn't it? Like in Coimbatore, my sister was saying, in one of the schools, the teacher was, wearing lipstick and nail polish and she was dressing like a Apsara kind of thing. And then she had told all the children, girls in the class that, hey, you all should not wear nail polish. You cannot have lipstick. And so one girl was bold enough. She asked the madam, when can we dress like you? When will we be allowed like that? She asked the question. So, therefore, people are likely to watch us when we are mistaking, when doing some wrong things. So, this is where the preacher's life is more challenging. Because we are not yet liberated souls. At the same time, we are preaching a liberated philosophy, pure philosophy. So we are ourselves struggling sadhakas. So therefore, sometimes we can be honest. We can say that I am also trying to be humble. I am also trying to, do this. Whatever I am teaching all of you. It's not that I am telling only you. By telling you, I am also learning to be very careful and everything. Like that we can say. Yeah. Then?
It is government's duty to stop fraudulent religious practices, but government of today cannot ascertain what is religion or irreligion. Thus, society has become hellish due to cheaters and impostors.
Go ahead.
This misbehaving brahmachari, grahastha or sannyasi, hypocritical teachers tend to give the impression that all authorities are cheaters.
No, this is one problem. If one brahmachari or one grihastha in ISKCON does some blunder, people generalize it, saying that ISKCON is bad. Correct, no? That's the whole problem. Just like imagine in one very big corporate company, one fellow did some murder. Not everybody is a murderer, correct, no? But that's what people label. And also newspapers, they are looking for masala. They will only publish bad news. ISKCON is doing so much good. How many newspapers publish? Tell me. Like, Adani, in Kumbh Mela, every day 1 lakh plates were distributed for practically 3 months. And in Jagannath Puri, Rath Yatra, 10 days, every day 1 lakh plates. Few newspapers cover it. But most newspapers are looking for negative information. Why? Because negative information goes more viral. Correct, no? That is why we have to be very careful. Sannyasir alpa chidra sarvaloka gai, it is said, which means If any religious leader, if there is one, like you have white dhoti, you put one black spot, it's very visible. Huh? In the lungi, you put one black spot, nobody can see. You know what is lungi? Lungi means very colorful, multiple colors. Go ahead.
Some examples of misbehavior in devotee community. Brahmachari, eloping with a girl, stealing money, keeping touch with loose women, verbal physical fight, rebelling against authorities, propagating wrong philosophy, criticizing Vaishnavas, missing sadhana or temple programs, making eating and sleeping the ultimate goal of life, arrogant speech and action, etc. Grihastha, dressing in non-Vaishnava way that is unnecessarily distracting to opposite sex. Getting too
Like for example, one mentor and his wife, they have this, what do you call it, in the WhatsApp, what do you call that, the front, they put status, yeah. The status, they had put a photo. It seems that they went for some European tour or something like that, wearing very less clothes in the body, wearing a cap, looking in a casual dress. You know what's casual dress? Casual dress, most part of the body is visible, and they're giving a pose somewhere in an ocean beach, tasting some cone ice cream and, what do you call it, uh, something they're eating and they're posting, and that they had posted it. So some of their mentees saw that and they were shocked. They clicked a photo of that and then showed, how can a leader be like this or whatever. And leader said, hey, I also have and I'm not a Paramahamsa or a pure devotee. I'm also like one of you. Like that, he was trying to justify. But what the mentees were saying, but will Prabhupada be happy with this? That was his question. Prabhupada sees this. You should look modest in your dressing. You may not be all the time wearing formal only, but at the same time, you know what is modesty? Modesty means properly covering the body. Respectful, dignified look. What look? Dignified look. So therefore, we should not dress in a non-Vaishnava way. That is unnecessarily distracting. Opposite. Like one time, one leader was wearing a very tight jeans, and he had actually, he was arranging a program for the teenagers, so teenage boys and girls were coming. So he was wearing a t-shirt and tight jeans. And then what he was telling was, I want to make the teens feel that I am one of them. Like that he said. So I was telling, but Prabhupada didn't dress like this. He also wanted to be one of them in, when he went to America. Prabhupada was also very old also, correct, no? What was his age? 70. And he was dressed like this. Could hippies connect with him or not? Did Prabhupada have to wear jeans, tight jeans and t-shirt to connect with them? Think about it, huh? It's not that you have to wear like, you pull them to your standard rather than you degrading to their standard. Correct, no? So that's why we should not dress in a non-Vaishnava way. Huh? That is unnecessarily distracting, yeah. And then?
getting too close to spouses of others.
Yeah, even with pure intentions. Sometimes you may not have, impure intentions. Like for example, different men are possessive of their wife to different degrees. Yeah? Like some man, even if another man calls his wife on phone, you will ask, why you call my wife? No, Prabhuji, I have to tell the count of the program or something. Why didn't you tell your wife to call my wife? Huh? Like that they get angry also. Some men are more possessive of their wife, correct? No? So then therefore, getting too close. But on the other hand, the other family culture is that different type of culture they may have. That's why not getting close. And then next. I can read that further. It's coming, working? Yeah. Male? I think battery is over, I think. You can. Okay, male counselor intimately counseling a female or vice versa. This you all know that. We have a rule of 3. You know what is the rule of 3? No. Husband, wife deal with one Prabhuji or husband, wife deal with one Mataji. That's perfectly fine. We don't entertain. And females can deal with females. And males can deal with males. Huh? Only a female has to deal with a male case, then she needs her husband to be there. That's compulsory. Similarly, same with man. If for example, if any of your groups has a teenage girl, a man has to deal. Then he has to call his wife. Wife, be my side. And then he's dealing with the girl. Sometimes the girl will say, don't call your wife, because your wife will go and tell all other Matajis. Dama, 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 she will put. So I only want to talk to you. So some men say, Prabhu, I talked to her because she only told me not to call my wife. But then I told this fellow, you are not very old also. You are also very young. Your age difference is not much. You will get, then your wife's suspicion in you increases because of that. So the rule of three, husband, wife, counsel a girl, or husband, wife, counsel a boy. Actually, husband and wife should be seen as one unit. It's like one soul in two bodies. That's how we should treat it. You have seen Ardhanarishwar? You all have seen that? Shiva and Parvati. That's how we should treat a family. If you understand this one principle, so many problems can be solved. A very simple thing it is. And then?
Telling lies.
Yes. Telling lies is a very dangerous thing. One time you tell lies, they will think you always tell lies. They will think. Sometimes why people tell lies? To cover up something. And then next time they will not trust you. You know the story of the wolf, no? One man, just for joke, he was telling, wolf, wolf, he said. And all the villagers came running with a stick. But then he laughed at them. Second time also he said wolf, wolf. Third time actually, wolf came. But when he called out wolf, wolf, did they come? Because the trust was lost. Go ahead.
Becoming a self-appointed advisor and giving wrong directions to people.
Now, we don't advise people on our own. Unless we are a spiritual guardian or Bhakti leader or something. Actually, every one of you have your own group, you advise. But how many of you have experienced some other group people come to you for advice, seeking advice? How many of you experience? Nobody. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost 8, 9 are there. Okay. So let us take some experience from these devotees. How do you deal with such cases? Because if you are found to be guiding a baby mentee of another group, then that baby leader is likely to become upset with you. Correct or not? Why are you guiding my person? So how do you deal with it? Anybody? I can take the mic. Here? It's a little difficult situation, right? Yeah, here.
So I would first cross-check if he got a chance to speak to his BV leader about this.
Yeah. But in case he says, I'm afraid to speak, he will become upset with me. Therefore, I thought I'll take advice from somebody else. Then what you will do?
Then I think it's also important, if I have a good relationship with that BV leader, then it also makes sense that I convey this in some way that I think.
Oh, if you convey, then you will catch that person. Hey, why did you go to him? Correct, na? He is going to catch. So what we can do, we can tell him that, Prabhuji, I have something confidential to discuss, but I am feeling little uneasiness to discuss with you. If you permit me, one of your good friends, that Srinivasa Prabhu, can I take some help from him, if it is all right with you? See, Raghunath Das Goswami was put under Swarup Damodar Goswami. One day he developed a desire to hear from Lord Chaitanya. Correct now? So he didn't go to Chaitanya directly. He told whom? Swarup Damodar. And Swarup Damodar took him, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Swarup knows everything. I already made you Swarupera Raghu. Yeah. But still, since you wanted to meet me, I will tell you, Balana Kaibe, Balana Paribe, Hridayate Sarvada Radha Krishna Sevibe, Gramya Vartana Kahibe, Gramya Vartana Shunibe, all that he said. And then he said, elaboration of this will be made by whom? Swarup. Now you can carry on, he said. That means that Swarup, Damodar and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's relationship was very sweet. Correct, no? So in the same manner, we can tell the devotee that, you don't fear of your counselor. You can tell your counselor that you want to take an opinion from me. And when you go through him, he will very much appreciate. And he himself will tell you, Srinivasa Prabhu, one of my counselors wants to discuss something with you. Please help him. And the matter is over. Correct, no? Come easy. Sometimes people ask me guidance like that, but they write anonymous. I don't know who has written. So they write like that. And later on, after hearing answer from me, they reveal their name. Take care, Prabhuji. Now I heard now. You are not so upset. Now I can reveal to you who I am. They do that sometimes. Even it's when they come like that. So what I do in that case, I give Shastric guidelines. I don't give very personal. I tell them, because you are not revealing your name, I can only teach you the principles. But if you want more personal, then I need to know who you are. Then I tell them, then they tell me that I'm a mentee of so and so, and I have difficulty in approaching them for this. Then I give them some clue. These are all challenging situations. Yeah. Then next, going on taking money on debt from others. Correct. The last but one line. Yeah. Yeah.
Prabhuji, in case it's a reversal role, like if I have a problem with my mentor or someone, and that person is not mature enough to easily let me go, in that case,
Becomes difficult.
it's a very difficult situation.
Then what they can do, they have asked, but the mentor is not allowing. Then what they should do, they can tell this to him. I went to my mentor is not allowing me to go to you. But I am getting cooked up. It's becoming difficult for me in that group. So what do I do? So then he can say two options. One is your mentor mostly all right and only one or two cases you have trouble? Or you have always trouble? If he says, no, he's a good soul, I mean, many things are good, occasionally I face this trouble, then don't leave the person. You stay with that person and I will tell you the principles which you can adopt, but don't tell your mentor that I have given you. You can say that you studied Shastra and you found out. You can say like that. And then you continue with your mentor. In case you have too much trouble with the mentor, you're getting too much psychological because of that, then you can tell the person, then you go to higher ups, authorities, and go for a change. And you don't have to tell them, come to me, we don't have to say that. You can say change to whomever you want, whomever you are comfortable. Like that you can say. Then they go to higher authorities, and when they change, the change always causes little problem in the beginning. I even have letters on how a candidate should write a letter to the mentor. And I have one more letter on how the mentor should be detached in giving up the mentee. And I have another letter on what should the new mentor do. I have all this ready-made. Whenever people ask, that letter I send, whenever they ask. Very carefully done. If you don't do it carefully, leaders will damage relationship with each other. Good, thank you. And then, this one going on taking money.
Hare Krishna. Going on taking money on debt from others, talking ill of other Vaishnavas to increasing one's reputation, breaking promises, saying one thing and doing another thing, etc.
Yeah. Actually, sometimes the devotee may talk ill of other leaders so that the mentee's respect for them can be little reduced. So that the mentee will have more respect for me. That's the intention. But actually when they do that, mentee's respect for the mentor reduces. They will say that, oh, you are criticizing that devotee. That devotee is a wonderful devotee, I know. I think you are criticizing out of envy. So then, although the intention of him is to increase mentee's respect for oneself, that doesn't happen. So this is also hypocritical behavior. One should give up that. Yeah. Similarly, this was about brahmacharis. This is about grihasthas. Boys and girls, needless to say, you all know very well. These are things you can watch. The society have disrespecting elders, breaking fourth leg, showing double standard. The hypocrisy is to the height in the material existence. Okay, read this one. Yeah.
Real behavior of the devotees will create lasting impression. Persecutions may come and go, but the real behavior of the devotees will create a lasting impression. If the behavior is according to Vaishnava principles, then the impression will be favorable, at least for those who are sincere. As soon as they will see our activities, they will be very much pleased. Let them come in the evening, see Kirtan, take prasad, and liberally contribute. They will feel relieved to contribute to such a good cause. Srila Prabhupada's letter to Giriraj Das, September 3, 1974. Integrity, purity, transparency, simplicity, truthfulness, honesty, courtesy in dealings, enthusiasm in Krishna conscious activities like Harinam, hearing, chanting, discussing Krishna Katha, polite and humble behavior, etc. touch people's hearts far more than the lectures they hear.
Correct, no? These are qualities to cultivate. If you want to get rid of hypocrisy, the integrity means to keep our word and promise, and purity, transparency, simplicity. These are very wonderful qualities. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
Heading.
Krishna knows who is sincere and who is hypocrite. Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is never deceived for a minute. He knows his sincere devotees are following his instructions and he always protects them. Although we have a weak will and we are very vulnerable to fall prey to Maya's allurements, Krishna gives us the right intelligence based on our sincerity. Tadamya buddhi yogam tam. He also knows who is hypocritical. Since success in devotional service is based on pleasing Lord Krishna and his representative, and since Krishna is all knowing, a hypocrite cannot advance spiritually. Those who are acting as representative of Krishna, Srila Prabhupada wanted them to take shelter of the rules and regulations of Vaishnava behavior as a sure means to victory. Become the practical example to others. Then everything will be all right. Then there will be no fear of being victimized by Maya. Srila Prabhupada to Bali Mardana Das, September 5, 1974.
Yeah. So, last part explains about how we all have spent many years in the movement. One of the deepest faith that we have to cultivate is that Lord is in my heart and is watching my activities. And I can cheat the whole world also, but I can't cheat the Lord within the heart. He is very sharp, very attentive. Namo alayaya, the word is used. Madrik prapanna pashupasha vimokshanaya muktaya bhuri karunaya namo alayaya swamshena sarvadanubrin manasi pratita pratyak drishe bhagavate brihate namaste. That verse says, Alayaya means very attentive. He's watching. So, sometimes there is a discrepancy in our heart. We have a tendency to impress other living entities. We have a tendency to sometimes cook up things. So, those are all watched by the Lord. And a devotee can write reflections or a journal where, like our Bhaktivinoda Thakur sang the song, Amar Jivan Sada Papera Nahi Ko Punyera Lesha Parere Vadvega Diyachi Ekoto Diyachi Jivera Klesha. I think many songs are there like this. So, when we write reflections, it's very helpful to pour out our heart. It softens our mind. It helps us to repent. It also gives more guidance and direction from the super soul within our heart. And Lord sees that somebody is falling on his hands and knees, begging for repentance and eager to get direction and guidance. Therefore it is said, tap the door, it shall be opened, it is said. So Lord Krishna told Arjuna also, don't think my devotees won't have any trouble. But whenever they have trouble, they remember me, I'll be there for them. So we have to remember him by chanting, by prayer, by repentance, by feeling remorse and writing some journal, reflection. So those things will refine us more and more. Some devotees fear that, Oji, if I write a journal, I am afraid to write about my shortcomings. I want to be positive always. We want to be positive, but to be positive, we have to drive out the negative also. According to Sanatana Goswami Pad, he says, you should know what you are doing right, you should also know what you are doing wrong. Then you can also see, and you should know this is the benchmark, this is the standard, and I am here now, so I have to come to this. So like that he says. Any questions? Another 5 minutes we have. It's a very important topic. You have finished in 3 sittings, we finished, completed. I had one very important thing to share with all of you. My experiences, I have been doing this kind of slate programs in 3 places. See this one. This is, the first one is Singapore city, Pocharam. Is it clear? You can see it? So I completed this course there. This Pocharam. There is one remaining. The 5th topic is half finished. Once I finish it next time, it will be over. The 6 topics I have finished. I have been doing gradually, going once in a month. Then this is ISKCON Abids. But here it is pending a lot. Currently we are doing this one, the 3rd one. The reason is because I think we are not able to get adequate time. Somehow, some Sundays, I couldn't do it, I think. Because of the remaining. Oh, sorry. Huh? Yeah, I am coming up with one thought which I am going to present to you just 1 minute. Huh? See, in the coming year 2026, I had one thought. We will identify 4 holidays which are government holidays other than Saturday, Sunday. It has to be in the weekdays. Like say 15th August is one example. Like that. Like that, 4 holidays we will find out, which is holiday for all of you. Huh? And it may be in the middle of the week, say it may be Wednesday or Thursday, like that. And I'm planning to combine all the 3 groups. There is Singapore City and Gachibowli and this group. And Leelanand Prabhu is ready to arrange in one of the, what do you call it? Like they have this My Home Avatar and all, no? They have a big hall, air-conditioned hall they have. Very nice seating arrangements and everything is there. He said, Prasadam, everything they will organize. So he's ready, he was selling. So the advantage of coming together with other leaders also, you also get to meet with them. Multiple leaders, multiple thoughts will come. That's one advantage. Another advantage I feel is it's going to be fixed for the whole year, only 4 days only. It will start at 5 o'clock in the morning. It will end at 7 in the evening. It will be 5 to 7. It's all day program. We will make groups, activities, presentations will be there. I am going to do similar thing in Pune also. Keeping only 4 days in a year. 4 days means it comes to quarterly. Correct, no? So this program is a 2-hour program. So if you take 4 into 2, it's like 8 programs in a year. It's like that. Plus you get the morning also. Correct, no? With all the devotees, Mangalarti, everything. How many of you like the idea? A good idea. So apart from my US trip, 3 months, you have to fix it in a time when you'll be able to find out. So what I suggest you, there is a Maya Narasimha Prabhu is here. Yeah. So Maya Narasimha Prabhu, Murli Gopinath Prabhu, along with Leelananda Prabhu and Madhav Gopinath Prabhu also. Huh? You all can together discuss. Not now. After I make my calendar, I'll tell you the dates of the US. So it should be when I'm in India. Huh? You can fix it like that. 4 days, it should be a weekday. He said he has made a list of all the government holidays. But I don't know. He says that IT people don't have certain holidays. Correct? Which are holiday for the schools. Therefore, he said we have to very carefully fix. He said, this Mahavir Jayanti and all is not holiday for everyone. No, it's not holiday. Is it? Yeah. Only? Christmas, is it? Thanksgiving Day. 2nd October? 15th August given, huh? Okay. And 15th August I am available. 15th August. Huh? May 1st also, huh? Okay. May 1st. Huh?
We can quickly announce these dates because even
Correct. Yeah. Let us try to finalize it within a week. In 1 week we will finalize it. Huh? So how many of you think coming in the morning 5 and going back at 7, 4 days in a year is all right for you? No problem? Correct? All right for you? Some of them are thinking. Anybody has difficulty, you can tell me? If you say, Prabhuji, why do you do this instead of just keep to 2 hours like this whenever you come? Anybody feels like that? We can. That also is another possibility. Anybody? Nobody? You are all comfortable. How many of you feel comfortable with 1 day, 1 full day wala program 4 times a year? Comfortable. Most of them are agreeable actually. Yeah. For you also it's good. Sunday is a little hectic day for you, correct? No? Sunday is a day in the morning. And this becomes additional. It comes. Then you, yeah. Correct. Yeah. Why am I keeping only 4 days? Because I am going to do this for Pune. One group of counselors in Pune, I am going to do this. All the counselors. Then I am going to do similar 4 days for assistant counselors in Pune. That also I am going to do. Similarly, you have to, these 4 days will be only when I am coming here. In those weeks, you have to fix. Mostly 3rd week I am coming here, generally speaking. So Antadipo and me were finalizing the calendar. In 1 week we will freeze it, 2026. So within that week, you have to find out holidays. I don't know how will we do that. Because the week, otherwise we can do one thing. I'll tell him that if you can supply me possible holidays. See, generally I go in mid-Jan to end of Feb, I'm not available. I'm in US. Similarly, 1st September to mid-October, I'm not available. these 2 periods we can eliminate. Okay, Prabhu? 1st September to mid-October and mid-Jan to end of Feb. 28th Feb, okay? So, other than this, you send me possible, days. Then when making calendar, I will fix my, the 1 week of Hyderabad on that particular time. And that I'll choose, yeah. Okay, that'll be nice. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.